Launch control active. Yes! What is up, guys, or shall I say Schlaf gut. In today's video we're going to be reviewing this BMW M8, but this isn't just any M8. This is what they call the first edition M8, which means it is one of 400. Yeah? Now, to make things a little bit simpler for you, the one of 400 means that this car gets an Aurora diamond green paint and it gets bronze gold accents. Things like the door lining, under the mirror covers, the grills, the rims, the M8 badge in the back, and inside you also get that thing that tells you that it's a one of 400. It doesn't perform any better, it doesn't do anything any better than a normal M8 competition. So here are the things that we're going to do in today's video. We're going to take a look at the exterior and the interior, and then we're going to do a sound check, and finally I'm going to launch the car. Yeah! But it's very windy and sandy today. San Diego. No. The first thing we're going to talk about is the engine. So this car comes with a 4.4 liter V8 engine, of course twin turbo, and it makes 625 horsepower and it has 750 Newton meter of torque. It's four-wheel drive with a rear-wheel drive option. It's also got a carbon fiber engine cover, and when I see carbon fiber on a car, I am instantly aroused. And apparently it does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. So it's a fast car. Yeah? Now that we did the engine, let us move on to the rest of the car. Next up is the bumper, and the guy who made that, I believe, put the same amount of effort that I used to put back in school projects. Not much. I mean, it looks really similar to the 8 Series bumpers. I like the difference between, you know, a 4 Series and an M4, or a 3 Series and an M3. I mean, don't get me wrong, this car is pretty distinctive from any 8 Series that you've seen on the road, but a cooler bumper wouldn't hurt. But anyways, moving on to the headlights. And what can I say about those? They are daytime running headlights, LED, they got the BMW laser, yeah. But I honestly have no idea what that means. It's BMW laser, so I'm assuming it's very... It's cool though, they do look good, they look nice. Now the grille over here is quite nice. You do get the bronze gold accent, which is really cool. And on top of that, you do get a lot of holes for airflow, just like you and I have. We don't have a lot, we just have one. But you and I are no M8 because this one has a lot of holes for airflow, which is good considering how big the engine is and how much is going on under the hood. The overall look of the front of the car is quite nice. I like the grills. I like the fact that they look nothing like the M4s and the M3s. So we're gonna give that a yeah. The wind has stopped. The wind is back. 9. Moving on. Now that we're at the side of the car, it is definitely a sight to see, which is exactly what my mom says when she sees me in the morning. But now that I'm looking at the car, I don't really think it has the same meaning. A lot of people say that this car is a fat sedan and it's not fast. And to that I say, fat maybe, but not fast is a lie. Okay, and we will find out later in the video, so stick around. But anyways, the car does have a bit of a coupe look, even though this is the Gran Coupe. So it definitely has a lot of nice profiles. A lot of cars nowadays look only nice from the front or only nice from the back. But this car, in my opinion, looks nice from the front, the back, and the side. The only thing that I would change about this car is I would probably make it a little bit lower. But I am no engineer at BMW, so I'm just gonna shut up and we're gonna move on to the wheels. And for the rims, you get 20-inch Y-spoke rims. And I've always really liked the competition rims. They just always look nice and aggressive, and you don't really feel like you need to change them with something aftermarket. But the rims of this car, they really match it, just like I matched that girl on Tinder last week. Bro, you brake car. But nonetheless, they look really good, and you get massive brake pads and massive brake discs that are obviously drilled, and it's just a really cool setup for this car. These are Brembo carbon ceramic brakes, so you know that you're gonna be stopping when you need to stop. And before we move on, this car has a really nice carbon fiber roof that I'm going to be taking off and selling on eBay when I'm done with this car. What is the sentence for stealing a carbon fiber roof? I'm asking for a friend. Let me know down below so I can come back, split profit or whatever. Move on to the back. The back, the rear that leaves the Mercedes boy with a tear. Now that we just made the Mercedes boys cry, I love the way the back of this car looks. It's perfect. Everything works together in perfect harmony to make the back look really nice. You know, the tail lights, which are adorable. You got the M Heritage badge. You got the lip spoiler on the trunk, which is really nice. And down there you have a little cutesy aggressive diffuser. But next to that, and excuse my French, or for this matter, excuse my German, those fat exhaust tip. They are so big you can fit all of my life's achievements in there. No. By the way, this is a full Acropovic exhaust system that apparently gives the car an extra 30 horsepower, and this car is 625 horsepower, so it makes this car 655 horsepower. They sound really nice, but before we take a listen to what they sound like, let's just take a quick look at the trunk. I'm gonna get out of your way. It's big, it's massive. You can definitely fit as much as your imagination can imagine, right? Now that we're done with the trunk, I mean, look, it's nice, okay? You can fit a lot of things in there. And bags, people, groceries, whatever it is that makes you happy. Now the exhaust tips. This is what this car sounds like. When you first open the door, you are greeted by seats in the back, which is always good to see. Now, from a lot of the videos that I've seen, a lot of people say that headroom is an issue. It's not so much of an issue for me, to be completely honest with you. I am 6 foot tall, 6'1". Depends on how much I ate that day, but I haven't eaten anything today, so I am 6'1". But headroom is fine. Legroom is more than great. The seat is set up for me. A lot of leg room for you to do anything. I mean, it's a lot of leg room for you to sit. So I'm sitting comfortably. I mean, I can open them wide, I can close them, I can put my feet even a little bit more forward, and I can smack the guy sitting in front of me. I can do all of these things extremely comfortably in the back of this car. Now, in terms of comfortability, the back seats are not the most comfortable thing ever. Naturally, they are good nonetheless. They're fine. They're a little bit grabby, they're a little bit hard, but they're good for the most part. You then have this little compartment here. You have 2 USB-C ports. BMW definitely didn't cheap out when they were building this car. And of course you have the full Alcantara roof, because this car has a carbon fiber roof, so you're not gonna have a, what do they call those things? Panoramic roof. So yeah, let us move to the front of the car. All right guys, now that we're in the front, I have tasted enough sand today. The first thing that I have to say is wow. Okay, the first thing I have to say is wow. Because, first of all, the diamond stitching on the doors, the speakers, the door handles, the everything that's on this car, on the inside and the front, it's just extremely cool. And we're gonna start with those diamond stitching, of course. You have that on both the seats in the front and both the seats in the back, and also on the side of the doors of all 4 doors, which is extremely cool. It looks so nice. And the seats, extremely comfortable and extremely nice. They do feel very grippy, so that's a good thing. You also have the M8 thing that lights up. I think it's cool, but it's also useless, like me. Cool. Not useless, maybe useless, but anyways. You also get the M stitching on the seat belt, but this is kind of old news, so we're not going to talk much about that, but it's cool. It's a cool touch, okay? Because this is a big car, yes. It's got a bit of luxury, yes, but it's a sports car. Let's find out why it's a sports car. And the steering wheel is got a lot of nice stuff, but it is your usual stuff. And I'm gonna move over to my phone here just to show you guys what's happening. So you do have the M modes that you can configure however you like, and then you got the cruise control and speed limiter and all these fun things. But how exactly do these M mode buttons work? I honestly have no idea. It's a little bit complicated, so whatever brain power you have, try to put it into listening to this part. You're gonna have to press on the home button, and then there we are. And then you're gonna go to car, and then you're gonna go to M menu, and then you can configure M1 however you like, and then you can also configure M2 however you like it. Once you configure the car to however you like, you just have to press one of the buttons to make it work however you like. We're gonna press on M2, which puts the car in its most aggressive settings. There you see M2, so the car is in M2. But how do you change the display? Well, you gotta come down here to M mode, press on M mode, and boom, there you go. As I told you guys earlier, the car is in its most, sportiest settings, and you can just press on M2 and the car goes back to its most comfortable settings, but the display is not going to change unless you press on M mode. Once you press on M mode, the display will change, and you only have these 2. This one is the more sporty.
The camels! They're here!
The cameraman is going to ditch me to take pictures of camels. But anyways, this is as sporty as it gets, and then you press back on M mode, and we go back into what I assume is the comfort mode of the dashboard. And that is that for the phone segment. It's a little bit confusing, I understand, but once you sit in the car and you just go through it a couple of times, it becomes really, really easy to do. And right, since we're at it, let me show you how you can put this car in rear wheel drive mode. So we're gonna go back to the phone. You gotta go back on your menu, and then you gotta go to your M menu. But before you do anything with all that, you gotta hold your traction control button until traction is fully off. Now traction is fully off, it tells you here and it tells you here. Now we know that that is off. We gotta go to setup and press this thing in 1, 2, and here we are in 2-wheel drive. So that essentially makes the car in rear-wheel drive, but you also have 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive sport, which is cool, but I'm not gonna stick to that, so I'm gonna put traction back on and the car is gonna go in 4-wheel drive. That is pretty much it for the interior of the car. On to my absolute favorite part of every single video we have ever filmed, the part where we get to launch the car and drive it around to see how good it is. All right guys, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna launch the car once in its most aggressive settings, and we're gonna hope that it's not just another BMW, right? I'm hoping for you know, a bit of a kick, get to 60 a bit quick, and you know, just feel happy. That's what I'm looking for. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit M2, we're gonna traction off, so we can activate launch control, and traction is off, and we are in M2. All right, so brakes all the way in, gas all the way in. No! Ah! Gas all the way in, launch control active. Ah! 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 Yes! Shake my hand. Shake my hand. I've never used launch control in my life before, but this is definitely my eyes are not working. Ah! Oh my God, the front end of the car definitely lifted off. It's unbelievable. No! Oh my God. I was just expecting another BMW. I know I'm not talking and I'm not saying what I should say. I'm so overwhelmed. All right, I've driven this car before. I'm not gonna lie. I've been driving this car around for a little bit, and I drove it a couple of times over the past few days, but I haven't really gotten to do what I did today. So I didn't really. I mean, the handling. Oh! Yes! All right. All this time we've been in the car's most aggressive settings, and to be completely honest with you, I don't want that to change. I don't feel like I want to drive it in its most comfortable settings. I don't think that I want it to be in comfort, and I just want, I want it to be this for as long as I can make it be this. It's definitely uncomfortable in terms of speed bumps. Not even 2,000 RPM. We're not even at 2,000. This car has got serious sound and speed. This is definitely the fastest car. This is definitely the fastest car that I have ever been in. There is no question about it. There is nothing to compare it to. It's just, it is so instant on the gas, and away we go. Unbelievable. This is what I've been looking for as a fast car. When I say fast car, I am so sad. But let's just put the car in its most normal settings. All right, and then back to efficient. So straight away you can tell that the car is no longer extremely responsive on the throttle. We're just going. Let's put it in the normal display, and look at that. Now let's see the speed bump. Let's see how it's like on the speed bump. And look at this guy. Not that bad. It's not that bad, but I mean, it's a bit better than what it was in Sport, but it's definitely, it's not a Rolls Royce. Even though it's got a lot of luxury to it, and it looks nice, and it feels nice, and it's extremely modern, and there is so much technology in action that, you know, you wouldn't believe it. This is the same car that I was driving 20 seconds ago. No, it's not. The exhaust is much quieter. The car is much less aggressive, but I mean, it's still there. It's still there. It is still there. I am very happy right now. I am very happy. Are you happy? I'm extremely happy. I don't even know. You know, I have a full thing written about the things that I'm supposed to say. And believe it or not, I had a reaction written down in case the car was underwhelming. You know, so I could just positive about it. Of course, I'm not going to lie to you, but, you know, I can't just come out here with a car that they've made only 400 of and talk a lot of smack about it. But, I mean, I have nothing to say. I hope the video has shown you guys enough what this car is like, what it sounds like, what it feels like to drive. And, I mean, I'm just going to put it back in its... Way to break a neck. Everybody's looking at you in an M8. I mean, I'm not sure because the color of this car is very eye-catchy and it's extremely loud. But the M8 itself, it looks like an extremely nice car. It looks extremely good. It sounds so good, and it definitely drives as good as it looks. Oh my God! Yes! All right, speed up. Okay, calm down. I'm gonna put it back in normal. Just gonna drive it around. If you can afford an M8 competition, now obviously this car is gonna be extremely hard to come by, the one of 400, and I doubt that, you know, in our region where we live at least, that we're gonna be able to see a lot more of it. But the M8 competition is the same exact car in terms of performance. Now, if you're looking for a bit more luxury, this is definitely the car for you, the one of 400, but again, it's gonna be extremely hard to find and it's gonna be impossible to find. But the M8 competition has the soul of a supercar. It has the looks of a normal, you know, big sports sedan like any other big sports sedan we've seen before. But this has got the heart and soul. I mean, the engine alone tells you things. 4.4 liter V8, 625 horsepower, twin turbo. It's got everything. And you know, I don't want to end the video because I want to keep driving this car, because I know if you know, the chance, am I ever gonna get a chance to drive a car like this or this car ever again the same way that we drove it today? I really don't think so. I don't think so. And it's gonna take a lot of time to find a car that is as powerful as this and as fun to drive as this, but I'm talking too much, so I'm gonna put it in most aggressive settings and we're just gonna send it. We sent it a little too hard, but we sent it. Should we go one more turn? Oh, I don't wanna go home. I don't wanna go home. My eyes are in pain. Post Malone. It looks like Post Malone. I really don't want to go home. It's sad that I'm going home, and I really like this car. I really like this car.
Thank you for watching.
No, bye-bye. Thank you for watching. We're going to drive this thing until we park it. You know, having nothing is so annoying. Being broke is extremely annoying, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys watching this video understand what I'm saying. But anyways, this has been the M8 competition, first edition, one of 400. It has been the best car that I've ever seen and driven in my life. There is no question about that. And if this was just any other regular M8, it would have still been the best car I have ever driven. BMW have really made a great car. Love the way it drove today. Love everything about it. Subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's been really fun, despite all the sand that we ate. I will see you all next video. Yeah!